In September 2020, I made my first $1,000 online. And on your screen right now are the exact emails I got from PayPal when the money hit my account. If you're from Africa and you have your internet and you're looking for a way to make your first $1,000, this video will show you exactly the 3 things I wish someone had told me in the beginning of my journey. And these lessons would have helped me to fast track my success, to find the right instrument, and also to sustain my progress in the journey. Hi, my name is Bonia Steven and I'm from Nigeria. I'm currently living in the US where I'm getting my MBA, and for the last 5 years I've been a copywriter to companies in 3 continents. And quick caveat here, this video is not about copywriting. In fact, I won't advise against copywriting, and in this video you will learn exactly why I'm saying this. Here I'm going to show you how to find something that interests you, that aligns with your strength, and also come up with a game plan that will help you to achieve the goal of making your first $1,000, because we are currently in the easiest time for anyone from any background. As long as you have your internet, it's the easiest time for you to make your first $1,000 and earn more than at least 90% of the population if you're from Africa. Now, before we jump right into this video, I think I need to give you a quick backstory. And in 2018, I caught the entrepreneurship bug. I started looking for ways to start making money on my own because I didn't like the path that I saw everyone around me going. So I thought to myself, what could I do to stand out? So I started trying a lot of things. I tried to design female bags, design men's tie. I tried to sell wristwatches. That time I was living in Aba. And if you know anything about Nigeria, Aba is considered one of the backward cities in the whole country. But I knew even though I was from there, I could actually break out from my mode and do something great for myself. So I started exploring a lot of things, like I told you, and eventually I landed into the internet space where I began to learn about different skills and eventually landed in copywriting. In this video, I'll share with you how to find your own skill and how to know if it's the right skill for you, and how to make sure you maximize your strengths and use it to achieve your goal. But before we get right into the first thing I want to share with you, I think we should first break down some mental barriers. You see, we Africans, we grew up listening to the advice of everyone around us, our parents, our colleagues, our pastors, our relatives. And even though those advice are not wrong, the problem is that we go through our life without knowing our strengths or our abilities. We live through their lenses, their mistakes, we imbibe them as rules and laws. But in the grand scheme of things, you realize that those are just mistakes that are peculiar to that person, but we use them to align our life. So we don't get to find those things that are unique to us. I remember when I started online, I told myself that web designing and development wasn't for me. I'm not a technical person, but I lean more towards the creative side, because even if I became a copywriter, I remember in university, I competed for a writing competition when I knew absolutely nothing about writing or all of that. So I knew that if I wanted to do something for myself, all those technical part of the internet wasn't for me. So it helped me to choose the right skill for myself, which leads me to the first point in this video, which is find your competitive advantage. Every single person on this earth, we have an inherent ability, inherent strength that the next person beside us doesn't have. It's our edge that God has given each and every one of us, and your job as an individual is to find those things and maximize it. And you might think it's something so grand and so huge. It could be the most little things, but they're the things that set you apart. Maybe as a kid, you love to destroy your father's remote, destroy your father's TV. That's the pointer that maybe you could go to technical side. And if you're more of a creative person, you love to act, to dance, then the creative part of the internet could be the best way for you to leverage your strengths and maximize your potentials. And don't just take my word for it. There was a study conducted by a company called Gallup, and they found that people who chose skills or jobs that align with their strengths were 6 times more productive than their counterparts who just chose the stuff because it's helped them to make more money. And not just that, they were 15% less likely to quit their jobs. This is mind-blowing. So you see, it doesn't just help you become more productive when you choose something that's aligned with your skill. Also gets to have the endurance to go through the journey and learn through the journey and become what you're supposed to be without jumping to the next shiny object. So first thing to do before you start looking for any skill to learn is to ask yourself, what are my abilities? What are the things I think I can do better than the next person? And if you can't find that, I have like an exercise to help you do that. First, find your closest friend or your partner or your family, your brother, your sister, people who you spend a lot of time with, and you ask them this one question: if you had the opportunity to learn one thing from me, what would that be? When they answer that question, ask like 5 people so you can find like a consensus on one point. That would be the pointer to where your strengths lie. And if you don't have anybody around you, or you are kind of an introvert, you don't like bothering people, you can sit down and take an inventory of your life from childhood. What are the things you find yourself doing, even without any formal training or education? You find yourself doing them so well that even the next person who are the training always marvels at the way you learn them so easily. Those could be your strengths and will help you to align your path so you choose a career that makes you happy. There was a study that was done on the African youth population, and it says that over 30% of African youths who are employed hate their jobs. This is because most of our jobs we are doing, we hate them. We are doing them because it's a course we studied in the university, and sometimes the university admissions we got weren't the ones we wanted to do. They are the ones that the school gave us, so we took it, and that's how our lives took a different path. So this is the time for you to re-strategize and find your strength, which leads us to the second part of the video, which is find your North Star. I know you've heard this so many times: go and learn a skill, learn an online skill, learn this, learn that, and it begins to sound very cliche, but the truth is not all skills are the same. Let's take for instance, and we both decide to learn a skill, and you choose to make liquid soap, and I choose to become a web designer for an engineering firm. Who do you think will achieve $1,000 in the next 1 year if you put in the same amount of work? The probability of you achieving that is way lower than all I have to do is to find a job, get the connection to find a job in a big tech firm, and I can make that in just a month. But you need to sell 5,000 bottles of your liquid soap, which does not command a lot of money. So before you choose any skill, you choose to go into anything you want to do after you found your strengths. Ask yourself, does this skill command a lot of money in the market? And for you to find the skills that actually command a lot of money in the market is very easy. You can just go to Google or go to LinkedIn and search. But if you don't have the time, I have done the job for you. So I have this free ebook, completely free. I have nothing to sell you on this channel, and I compiled 31 in-demand skills for 2025 and beyond. So if you click the link under this video, you can download the ebook for free. It lists the skill and also tells you if it's technical or creative, so you get to choose the one that aligns with your strength. So when you choose that one skill, you now get your list of strengths and ask yourself, okay, or you can pick like 5 skills and ask yourself, which one aligns more to my strength? That's when you pick that one. And when you pick that one skill you believe could take you to your destination, you could pick 2 or 3, but I think when you focus on one, you will get more results faster and you can stick with it for a longer time. Quick one right here: if you're still watching these videos at this point, I want to say thank you so much for taking out the time to watch my video. I'd like you to please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button and share to your friends. It's my first video, so I have a lot to learn, I have a lot to explore, and I really want you to be on this journey with me. If you have any questions, ideas, or things you'd love me to talk about, please put them in the comment section. I'll read them and see how far we can go. And without wasting your time, let's get back to the video. And that leads me to the third point in this video, which is find your game plan. I know in the beginning of this year, you had these ambitious goals. At the end of this year, I'll become a web developer, I'll become a web designer, I'll do this great thing and that. But I can bet you $1 to a dime that you haven't done any of that. And the problem is not you. The problem is in your plan and your goal. We are used to setting yearly goals, and the issue is that those goals rarely come to fruition because we always feel, okay, this is March, I still have 9 months to go, and before you know it, the year is over. This was what I was doing all my life until I read this book called The 12th Week Year. This book completely changed my life, and it made me realize why the biggest companies, they release their quarterly earnings and their quarterly projections, because big things happen in quarters. So instead of a yearly plan of 12 months, I want you to break your goals into 12 weeks. And in those 12 weeks, you break them down in every week, what are we doing every week. So let's say you want to become a web developer. Go and get the resources and you break the topics down into 12 weeks. No matter how big they are, just try to break them down in 12 weeks. And you tell yourself, at the end of this week, this is what I'm hoping to learn and achieve. And this gives you a game plan. So when you don't meet up with the goal of learning a topic in a week, you know exactly where you've fallen. And if you miss it, you know exactly what you've missed. It helps you to move it to the next week. So you have a game plan going, okay, this week, next week. And before you know it, in 12 weeks, you're way ahead the next person. Then after those 12 weeks, you set another 12 weeks based on your progress. And before you know it, in 6 months, something that you have said like a year, you've achieved it in 6 months. Absolutely, this book was a game changer for me, and the reason why you're seeing me on your screen right now is because of this book. I followed the exact plan, weekly, daily, even days where I had no time because I'm doing my MBA. It's a lot of work. I saw myself making sure that I met my targets. I will be on the train and I'll be typing and doing stuff because I knew if I miss that, it means extra work for me in the next week. So break down your goals in 12 weeks and you'll see the great things that will happen in your life this year. First, remember the first thing is to find your strength. What are those things that come to you naturally? What are those topics that interest you that you can read about them without someone paying you? That could be a counter to your strength. When you find your strength, then you choose your North Star, which is the right skill, and not just any skill, a skill that can help you achieve the goal of making your first $1,000. And after that, you set up a game plan. Do not make yearly goals anymore. Make quarterly goals and tell yourself, throughout this month, I am going to achieve this, and this is my plan to achieve. Throughout this quarter, I'm going to focus on this goal and I'm going to achieve it. And you get this book, if you can get this book and read it, it will give you more insight on how to build a life that you want. If you're still here, thank you so much for still watching the video. I'd really love you to click the subscribe button and the like button to make sure other people see this video and also help me grow my subscriber base. Thank you so much and see you in my next video.